Jerry Jones photo. We did we talk about that? I talked about my show Sunday. I think.
Hmm.
Um, came out. You know, old black and white photo came out. Arkansas back in the day when they first started integration. They were sending six black kids to a white school, get them good education. You know, the white boys was they was they was they was all in the black kids' faces. And in that crowd, there was one Jerry Jones, future owner of the Dallas Cowboys. Oh man, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Now this has caused, you know, anytime this happens, like either you can get accused of cooning or you're gonna go extra Black Panther with the shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stephen A. Smith, he's defending Jerry Jones.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, I don't know, man. Like he was 14 years old. Like I was talking to Ken. He was 14 years old, man. Like, oh, what do you expect him to do? He's a white dude from Arkansas. He's supposed to hate niggas. You know what I'm saying? Back in them days, right? Am I right or wrong? What do you think? Like that was the norm. Like,
I mean, you sometimes you have to put yourself in those shoes, right?
yeah,
And it's like, do y'all know about Ali Shakur? Cause I was a cracker hating nigga. You know what I'm saying? I think you gotta allow people to change, and I think you also can't judge people for their youth. But I guess that's cooning, right? You know, if you defend this guy on live TV, that's cooning, and whatever that means. But Ken and Hotep said, he was just out there looking for a running back.
man.
So
I'm just saying that. First of all, it's a dummy mission to send six black kids. Oh, you six black kids are gonna go to this all white school. Can we think of that in retrospect? That's the most dumbest thing I ever heard in my life.
facts.
See, the thing was, now I look at it, they set them kids up
Yes.
as sacrificial lambs because they
Yes.
wanted them white kids to do something to them.
Correct.
Because then they can make law better, more laws and shit like that. Oh, we gotta protect these black kids. You know what I'm saying? Which in turn, in the fine print of the laws, protects the untouchables. But we're not going to get into that. Like, why would you send just six black kids to go to a whole new school? No friends, no nothing. You only you go to you wanted the fearsome six and shit like that.
The fearsome six.
You got no friends in school except these five other niggas. Why would you do that? They went about integration the worst way they could because they wanted the worst reaction they could, so they can plaster it all over the television and shit. You know what I mean? That's what we should be having like a discussion. You should have built new schools and say redistrict and make it like an even amount. You know what I'm saying? Not sending this one kid or this one girl. You know what I mean? Yo, you're gonna be the trailblazer.
Mm-hmm.
Like you get hit with eggs, spit on. You
Mm.
know what I'm saying? That shit was nuts,
I
man.
I I I have no choice but to think about the work by Thaddeus Russell, and I appreciate him for a lot of things he taught me, and I have a lot to make up to him for. But Thaddeus was talking about how that whole situation came about, segregation, and then integration. So how did integration come about? Well, first, they send the NAACP missionaries down south and trying to get support from down south. And they said, hey, we want to integrate the schools. And the niggas down south, like, nigga, what? Integrate? We don't want to be next to these crackers. What are you talking about? We just want funding for our own schools. We pay the same amount of taxes. So
Right.
because we get the same amount of taxes, we want the same benefits from the government that the white schools get. We don't want integration. One thing people have to understand about history is integration was forced upon white people and black people. We didn't ask for that. Integration was actually natural. And so here's the duality of the conversation. Jim Crow laws were created because they couldn't stop niggas and white people from integrating.
Yeah.
The government did that. The government said, no, you guys have to separate. Then they forced separation. They forced segregation. Then they forced integration. None of this is natural. None of this is organic. But when you go look at what the black people asked for after they said you folks have to separate, because, you know, black folks and white folks was getting along. Ain't nothing a nigga love more than a white woman. But black folks and white folks was getting along. Ain't nothing more, a white man don't love nothing more than a dancing ass nigga, right? So they was enjoying partying with each other. We had fun with each other. But we had to hide that because there was a group of insecure wasps that didn't like that. So they forced a separation. Then later on, they forced an integration. None of this was organic. So when you look at this issue of forcing 6 children into this institution, this was an op. This was a setup. This was to create racial division that goes back to the artwork before of that chessboard where you got black people on one side and white people on another side, where they're forcing us to fight with each other. And they make it seem like black people ask for integration. Black people never ask for integration. All we ask for is fairness. And as my uncle would tell me, like he told me, he said integration was disintegration. Actually, that's what I said. He said integration was infiltration, is what he said. And what I said is integration is disintegration. Disintegration of black culture, disintegration of black wealth. All of that shit starts to die. So yeah, you start talking and stuff. Oh, integration was good. We're trying to do a good. No, you were trying to make 6 kids get their ass beat by white people.
Facts. That's all we was trying to do, man. Hold on.